to the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS podcast with hosts John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, everybody? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome to the Better Baseball MLB DFS Playbook Live Show. We are here on a Friday for 11 games on the main slate here. James, how are we doing, my friend?
Happy Friday, John. TGIF, as you often say, and I often come back with those first date I had with my wife. So we're on to Cincinnati here. Interesting slate. Not a lot of really good pitching options on the board.
A couple of guys we like. A couple of guys we like.
I think but it's a couple of guys that everyone's going to like. Yes. It's not like it's going to be a secret surprise when you see rostership on some of the pitchers. The good offenses, obviously. There is some rain, there's obviously a hurricane/tropical storm in the area of the East Coast right now. And I know here the rain is picking up right now, and it's going to just nothing like drastic, but it's going to rain until like tomorrow night. So, and I know the hurricane and tropical storm are further north. So, there is some rain to deal with. And unfortunately, maybe the best offensive option on the board is in that rain in the worst rain outcome or potential outcome. So, it's an interesting slate, but 11 games. Let's get into things.
Well, let's get into it. Indeed, the weather we're mentioning, of course, is the Atlanta-Washington game. Could start raining in the middle to end later innings of that one here. Could also see some potential showers there in the Minnesota LA matchup. So that's really all we're looking at for some weather. No crazy winds blowing in or blowing out or in, really. We got 10 to 15 miles blowing in New York, Philly, and Cleveland, all blowing in, not out. So, not like great for hitters, but it's not a significant amount of wind that's going to really impact too much of it going on here. Let's go ahead and jump into breaking down the DraftKings slate. I do see everybody in here for the chat today. We got Mark already in here asking what Gibson is projected at. Was Gibson? Let's see here. I would imagine Gibson Long. I would imagine he is probably one of the highest projected starting pitchers tonight. Let's see.
He's facing Oakland. It's without looking.
Surprisingly, he's not though. So he is the fourth highest projected pitcher. Pablo Lopez is your chalk at 40% in that range. Chris Sale, Mark and chat, James I'm talking to, is somebody we talked about on the podcast where I was like wishy-washy on him. He's over 30%. A lot of people going with Lopez or Sale as their SP1s. Brandon Pfaadt is actually the highest expected rostered value play, coming with the third highest rostership, and then Sawyer Gibson Long after him.
I guess none of it really surprises me. I think the Pfaadt ownership probably would be the most surprising thing. But when you think about it, and we could just dive into it, the Yankees suck against right-handed pitching. That's been their Achilles heel all year long. If they face lefties all year, they'd probably be a playoff team. But obviously there's more righties than lefties, and that's been their issue all year. They're leading off Estevan Florial tonight, who was great at AAA, but is he a leadoff hitter? I mean, Austin Wells is hitting fourth. Like, it's the same issue they had last night when we were talking about Berrios. And now, did Berrios pitch great? No. Did he pitch terrible? No. They got a Jake Bauer. Yankees got a Jake Bauer's home run to fuel really the whole scoring, and that's kind of the MO of the Yankees. If they hit a home run, then they could break a slate, and if they don't, Brandon Pfaadt could be a really good value. So I get it. I picked him up in our Roto League to stream today. There's a lot of strikeout appeal for Brandon Pfaadt. He is a top prospect, or was a top prospect. Obviously, doesn't qualify anymore, pitching 86 innings this year. But, he coming off one of his better starts against a good Cubs offense. 5 1/3 scoreless, 6 strikeouts. And he's done that a couple times this year. 7 scoreless against San Diego, 7 innings, 1 earned against San Francisco. So, he's a good prospect against a struggling Yankees offense. So it makes sense. And everything else makes sense. I mean, Lopez, massive strikeout appeal. Sale has massive appeal because the White Sox suck. And I'm shocked to see Gibson Long. Honestly, that would, if I had a guess and my life was on the line, John, I'd be dead because Gibson Long would have been my guess for the highest owned pitcher of the day.
Yeah, not to be the case here. We don't have a high ownership showing up for Framber either. I thought Framber would be
Yeah.
the play. If that's not the case, actually just did a little quick refresh, and we do have Framber now. He's the third highest projected play. The problem is that Framber is listed as an RP, not an SP.
Yeah, it's, I mean, what are we doing?
Throws off the ownership. So Framber's the third highest projected guy, 28.5%. So, but still less than Lopez, less than Sale. So I don't mind forgetting some Framber at a little bit less rostership than the other two guys here.
Yeah, I mean, Framber's a good pitcher who ran into a really weird stretch, right? Like during the middle. I mean, you're someone who rosters him in Roto, so like firsthand, it was an awful stretch. I mean, this guy was one of the league's best pitchers last year and has been outside of what, like 7 games this year.
Yeah.
He's been amazing. So yeah, I could get to him at low ownership. We just saw this matchup. 7 scoreless, at least 7 innings, 1 run, but none earned, and 5 strikeouts, 26 fantasy points. He goes deep into games again. He's racking up fantasy points. I like Framber at low ownership.
I do. Mark wants to know, are you back in on Yarbrough? Last night was kind of a big sad here. Sheen came in and just dominated, so they never took him out. They got Caleb Ferguson starting as the opener. He's not going to go more than an inning. So at least we know Ryan Yarbrough will indeed pitch in this game against the Giants tonight.
Yeah, I like Yarbrough. I said it yesterday. Like you said, big sad is a good way to describe
big
it.
sad, big sad.
Dude, he had 9 strikeouts in through 4 innings. Like, what are we gonna do? You know, like it is one of those things where he is a starter traditionally, and Dave Roberts finally let his starter pitch deep into game. Go figure, right? It's Dave Roberts led team, and he actually
absolutely nightmare. Dave.
Yeah, I mean, Dave Roberts is the worst. But yeah, I would go back to Yarbrough. I mean, the Giants have been kind of abysmal, 24.8% strikeout rate this month against left-handed pitching. OPS is league average. So yeah, I like Yarbrough. And again, same analysis as I gave yesterday. There was most pitches, most innings in a Dodger uniform. He's fully stretched out. And he only has to go 4 innings to get to qualify for a win here, because as long as he comes into the second inning, right? I mean, he has an opener, goes 4 innings, scoreless, kind of like he did last time, and we could be looking at 20 fantasy points by the end of the night.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Any other starting pitching you want to kind of highlight here? You and I went over it last night. There wasn't a ton. We liked Fott. We liked Gibson Long, Yarbrough now obviously back in play, but we didn't find much interest in any of the other value on this slate here. We kind of built a double spend lineup, or we threw Gibson Long in there. Is there any pitchers maybe we didn't talk about yet that you're considering for some lineup builds tonight?
I'm just going to say the name and then we can move on.
Sure.
Of Touki Toussaint. And the only reason I'm saying that is, I mean, Boston's kind of been bad, truthfully. All their outfielders can't hit anymore that were hitting earlier in the year. They're kind of playing their rookies, kind of not playing their rookies.
Casas got shut down for the year. I mean, he was like their best hitter. Right. So
Casas is out, and you look at the numbers in September against right-handed pitching for Boston. They're 26th in OPS, 696 as a team, and they have a 26.6% strikeout rate. For what it's worth, Toussaint, outside of the KC game where he gets shelled, right? 1 inning, 8 runs, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts against the Twins, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts against the Royals, 5 1/3, 6 strikeouts against the Tigers, 13 plus fantasy points in all those, 2 of them 20 plus fantasy points. And he's given us double-digit fantasy points in 4 of the last 5. And you know what? It'll be 5 of 5 if you count negative 17.8, right? So it'll be all 5 clean sweep over the last 5. So I'll give a slight tip of the cap to Touki Toussaint with some strikeout appeal against the Red Sox tonight.
Sure. Our guy, the Prince, is in the chat, so I got to get you while we're on the pitching. If you're going FanDuel, you need 1 starting pitcher tonight. We talked about some price points that on the FanDuel slate yesterday. Where's your go-to FanDuel starting pitcher tonight? And could it be Gibson Long?
It's probably Gibson Long, and if I'm not going Gibson Long, it's probably Chris Sale.
Okay. Chris Sale and Gibson Long for the FanDuel starting pitching plays for this evening from James. I'll also throw the quality start master himself in there, Framber Valdez.
Just 11-3. That's the only thing. 11-3 is a lot of freaking money.
It's expensive. It is expensive. All right, let's move on over to catcher. To Prince of the thumbs up. You're welcome there, sir. We'll get you some value plays in a moment. Hang with us. Don't worry. Catcher position here. Again, we talked about it. There weren't many times that we looked to spend up, but I do like the Sean Murphy here at hitting 8th because he's fallen pretty far down here after a white hot start. But Patrick Corbin Day. I know that there's supposed to be some rain. I know that they're saying that there could be rain later in the game. Maybe this game doesn't finish. Certainly a little bit concerning more for the pitching, though, than the hitting. So I wouldn't mind Murphy. I've mentioned last night Cal Raleigh's one of my favorite overall plays on the slate. At catcher, just a lot of power against right-handed pitching here. As some 2 spend-up options. Where are you looking to go here tonight?
Same spend-up options, and then just move on down the list to a couple value options.
Down there, Gabriel Moreno is hitting 7th tonight at 3K. And then we mentioned Rogers for absolutely no reason is $2,900. So
yeah, and I look, unfortunately, Bryce Lewis shut down IL. Sad for me. But I don't know if you saw what the Twins have done with the lineup tonight. Ryan Jeffers is hitting 3rd, so he's $3,500. The Angels are going with an opener. So I will explore Ryan Jeffers, who's having a breakout season offensively, hitting 3rd.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see.
Gabe Moreno 3K too. Too cheap for how good he's been.
Yeah, I gave him a shout.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. And then Maldonado with the power against lefties. So
I've got the power.
If you're not in on some cool Reagans tonight,
I've got the power.
It's not just that he has power against lefties. Look at the recent form: 250 with an 896 OPS. Like he's actually hitting at a serviceable level there.
Will he get? Yes or no? Will he get to the Mendoza line by the end of the year?
200? No, he's gonna hit it. All right, first base position here. Talk to me about your favorites.
I mean, Matt Olson hits lefties. If you want to go there, perfectly fine.
Sure.
Torkelson is interesting. 1 home run away from 30. Probably going to sell out for the 30th bomb end of the year. We know what Ken Waldichuk does. He allows home runs. That's his MO. So I like Waldichuk. Love Christian Walker at $4,400. Hitting in the middle of that lineup against Puke Weaver. And then you go down to value. I think there's solid value, starting with none other than our favorite player, Ryan O'Hearn, who has solidified his role on the team next year, I think, or somewhere. But again, just
do you want to guess on who the highest projected rostered first baseman is tonight?
The highest projected. I'm assuming you're asking me that because it's someone that was it someone we brought up on the podcast last night?
It was.
And is it someone that has suddenly found new vision?
It is.
It is Bobby Dull. Is Bobby Dahlback the answer to that question?
Bobby Dahlback hitting 8th tonight is your highest projected starting first baseman. The man realized he couldn't see. He put some glasses on and he's like, oh, that's what a baseball looks like. And now he's hitting the baseball.
For anyone that didn't hear the conversation last night, and for anyone who is just out there without vision, John and I both figured out in 6th grade that we couldn't see. So if you are having issues seeing, you should also go see an optometrist, right? Optometrist, I believe.
Yeah.
And check your vision because apparently it works. I mean, look at how well John and I can read the board, and look at how well Bobby Dahlback can hit now that he can see a baseball.
Yeah, started wearing glasses this year. Hit 34 home runs at AAA.
Yeah, so, sounds like it works.
Gets called up, starts hitting. He's hitting over 300 in like 4 games. So, Bobby D out here. You're currently your highest projected rostered first baseman. Now he does have dual positional eligibility. That's probably helping him out a little bit. But spend down is where Donovan Solano is your number 2 projected first baseman. So. A little surprising here because of all the awesome top end plays. Ryan O'Hearn, as we love in the mid tier, could go in a lot of different directions, but people are looking to spend down at first today, James.
Yeah, I mean, that's because people are. You mentioned Pablo Lopez getting 40% ownership, Chris Sale and Framber. Like people are just spending up and not looking back.
Yep. I do like Bryce Harper tonight
Sure.
against McGill. I have one of those prayer parlays going on. It's a 5-man home run parlay,
Oh, no.
with Bryce Harper included in that. So
Perfect.
we'll see. We'll see if we can get 5 homers tonight. They're all studs. So
Who do we got? Who do we got going tonight?
let me read it off. I got it right here. Let's see. I don't even know if they. Hopefully, they're all in the lineup because I made it
Corbin Carroll
noon this afternoon. Corbin Carroll is in the
for sure.
is in
Gotta
it.
be Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin Carroll, Ronald Acuna, Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, Mookie Betts.
All right, so you went with 4 of the top 10 players, or 5 of the top 10 players in baseball. Got it. All right.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? And I'm getting 10 to win 38,000. So like,
not bad.
You gotta just throw some home runs out there every now and then.
Yep.
It was, it's Patrick Corbin Day. Shalmanai is on the mound. Like, there's a whole bunch of different like spots here. We're gonna get to second base right now because Mark's right. Ketel Marte's price does not make any damn sense.
First thing you and I got to last night.
It really was. Where we looked at it, we're like, I am confused. Listen, no knock on Mookie or Altuve, or Albies even. Like, they're all in great spots. Can roll them all out there, but they shouldn't be like $1,000 to $2,000 more dollars than Ketel Marte
in Yankee Stadium against Luke Weaver.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, he's the best. I think he's the top second baseman with a bullet.
Yeah, I'm more than in going there. Albies actually has the rostership. Marte's third though, so it's Albies, it's Mookie, it's Ketel Marte. Shocker, right? Don't be surprised by that there.
Right.
Mid tier though, anybody in the mid tier for you? Bryson Stott's getting some love at 45. See if there's a value. What's our value second baseman here tonight?
I mean, I like Jimenez at 4K, but I don't love anything else.
So Jose Furman is getting 6%. He's $2,100. Is he in the lineup tonight? Do we know?
The Cardinals. Let's see if we got the Cardinals lineup.
So Arenado went on the IL, so he probably is playing. I would imagine.
We do not have a Cardinals lineup.
Well, if Furman's in the lineup, he's your highest rostered value play tonight.
I'm okay if people want to play Jose Furman. That's also, I think, product of, again, it's like the Bobby Dahlbeck thing. He's multi-position eligible, so you can, like, if you need a punt, you can go there, but it's not for me. Yep,
I agree with you. Third base then, up at the top here, looking at some rostership numbers at third base. This is another spend spot where Devers is your top guy. Dahlbeck with the dual position eligibility is second. Riley is your third highest price, highest rostered third baseman this evening. Matt Verling rolling in here again with some ownership up over 10%.
None of that necessarily surprises me. Good to see Devers kind of get past that wrist injury and finish his season strong. He's one of the only Red Sox that are having a good, completion to their year. Another just 35 home runs and 100 RBIs and close to 100 runs for Devers. He does it every year. Love Austin Riley against lefties always, and this lefty that he's facing is pretty bad in particular. So the Dahlbeck thing we've already talked about. So yeah, nothing necessarily surprising. Honestly, I'm just gonna go back to the Mark Vientos well. I know he gets a righty here, and that's a little different than yesterday's matchup against Ranger Suarez, but the guy just continues to hit, dude. He's hitting for power, and that was what he did. Like in the minor league level, he just hit a lot of home runs, and this is, I think, the reason why there has been talk about Pete Alonso being moved, right? Because you move Alonso, and who becomes your everyday first baseman? It's Mark Vientos. Like, Beatty's playing third every day. Vientos is playing first every day. And so right now he's locked in, and Taijuan Walker, a lot of wins, a lot of runs given up this year. Like, he's just getting a lot of run support. So I like Vientos again, 2,700.
Yep. Kyle Farmer is your chalk value here if you're not playing Dahlbeck.
I know we should be in like it's never a good idea. We've gone down this Twins road too many times when it's chalky. No, thank you for.
I agree with you. Shortstop position here again, elite talent up at the top. When it comes to rostership this evening, though, Ceddanne Rafaela is your almost by double in terms of rostership here this evening. So leading off, as I mentioned last time on the show, now that they're out of contention, he should literally play every day. Yep. He is your far and away highest rostered shortstop tonight.
Now that they're out of contention, right?
Yeah.
Now that they're
out of contention, they're top
just happened
prospect here. So I will say, Red Sox have a kid named Roman Anthony. He's 19 years old. He got into AA this year already at 19. Baseball America Player of the Year. So next year that guy could be a top 5 overall prospect in the league. So, but at least for this year, Ceddanne Rafaela was the rocket ship through the system, and he's played well. Given opportunities to play, played well, and he's leading off again. So
the kid from Tampa was the third 20-year-old called up this year, so you never know if
Junior Caminero, right? Is he
Caminero
not on this slate though, right?
No, but I'm just saying, like, the guy you just mentioned, the shortstop prospect, could see him next year potentially, right? Yeah. I mean, you never know. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Again, Rafaela has multi-position eligibility. The Red Sox are very versatile tonight because you can play all these guys in multiple positions. Like, you can play Dahlbuck at first or third. You could play Rafaela at outfield or shortstop. Like, I get it. I also kind of like Touki Toussaint in tournaments because the Red Sox have been pretty bad, other than a select few guys. So, yeah, shortstops, you can play the usual suspects. You can play Seager. You can play Gunnar. Bieber's bad against lefties all year. Interesting to see Manny Machado with shortstop eligibility here. Just throwing that out there. Third base shortstop out of the clouds. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that was a few slates ago, but yeah.
A few slates ago? Okay. Well,
you're going to win. It's not your fault.
Yeah, I mean, that's just weird to see. I mean, we haven't seen Manny Machado with shortstop eligibility in quite a while, but that's Rafaela is probably as low as I'd go.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you there as well. Let's go on over to the outfield, talking about your favorites here. Again, loaded up top. We said last time on the show, there's a case we play every guy above 5K.
Play Corbin Carroll more than all the other guys.
I would agree with you. I would play Corbin Carroll for sure. Trying to see what else we got here.
JD Martinez.
Yeah.
Homered again yesterday. Gets another lefty. Guy's been a monster of late. 4 home runs in his last 4 games. Just another guy. 30 home runs, 95 RBIs in 104 games. Would JD Martinez have hit 45 home runs if he played 150 games this year?
He might have.
Dude, he has 30.
The guy was on fire all season long. So
30 and 95 in 104 games. That's 150 RBI pace.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right here. Mid-tier guys. We like obviously Castellanos. Where else are we looking to go?
I mean, if you are playing Twins, Kepler's hitting 4th. He's been pretty good of late. Santander gets Shane Bieber in that matchup. Michael Harris, you can play lefty-lefty. That's no problem. Nothing else. Like, Vierling is, I know you said he was getting ownership at third. You could definitely play him in the outfield as well against Waldesuk. And then it's kind of under 4K for me, like Pham, Wallner, Lourdes Gurriel, 3,300 for no reason. Dude, I just don't get, like, what is Arizona's ownership tonight? Are they, like, extremely popular? Because I just don't understand the pricing. I don't necessarily understand the pricing on Arizona all that much.
Carroll's up over 10%, but everybody else is not. They're all around like 8 to 9%. Your chalk tonight is going to be, let's see,
Detroit, Atlanta.
Yeah, we talked about the value last night.
Boston.
Let's see here.
It's got to be Boston.
Yeah, Boston has 3 guys up over 10%. Detroit definitely has some guys up over 10% here. And then Atlanta's your chalk stack. Acuna's 20%. Albies and Riley are up or over 13%. So, again, it is a big slate. So there's not like a clear like 40% roster, 30% roster. A lot of these teams are, 5 to 6%, and then the chalks are like 10 to 15 with the one guy being, up there. So
interesting.
Depressed. I just threw the rostership projections in our Discord. The ones we have on site are having a little bit of an issue. I let our tech team know that they need to be cleared and re-uploaded. So, but the updated Excel sheet has been added to the Discord channel, so you can check that out for tonight's rostership numbers there.
Shout out to you, John. Shout out to you for being the real MVP.
Yeah, I'm just trying to multitask. Actually, he plays on FanDuel, so I just threw him some useless DraftKings rostership numbers. I'll break down the FanDuel for him right now too. So,
well, I'll take us through the rest of the outfield while you do that. So mention the Arizona guys, Pham and Gurriel, 37, 33 respectively. Don't really understand the pricing, especially Tommy Pham hitting third. Gurriel hitting sixth is fine. Correlates decently well with some stacks. Evan Carter, $3,400, some power, some speed, 3 for 4. The other day, Texas didn't play yesterday, but 3 for 4 with a home run. He's been really good since the call up. John talked about it yesterday, the Willie Castro thing. It's like, I don't understand. 32 stolen bases on the year in 117 games, and he's now homered in back-to-back games. I think if I was inclined to play any twin tonight, it would probably be Willie Castro hitting fifth. That would probably be my favorite twin play of the night. $3,200, coming off back-to-back home run games. Season where he has 32 stolen bases and he has 31 extra base hits overall.
Yeah,
this is one of the most insane seasons that probably is not talked about by a single person.
Yeah, he was flying under the radar. I mean, it's just because everybody's having like these 30 stolen base years, right. 25, right? So like you see 30 stolen bases, and you're not really as like, oh wow, this guy has 30, because so many guys in the league this year are stealing bases. So now if he has 30 bases, he also has to have 20 home runs for me to even blink, right? And like, oh, there you go. Right. Kirkstad here, 2,700 looks pretty good again for some value against Bieber. Let's see. Joe Adele's back, huh? That's
homered.
Yeah, not terrible. I was waiting for that guy to break out at some point.
We know Pablo Lopez is very up and down. It's a wild time with him.
It is. And then Aaron Hicks is hitting fifth tonight.
Another fifth, Alec Thomas. A outfielders.
Sure. Lefty power, Alec Thomas here.
I like both Thomas and Hicks in the similar price range.
I agree. I would agree with you. So some good value here. Give me your home run call here, James.
Are you gonna go with one or all 5 of the home run calls you put in your parlay?
Well, I gave you 5 guys, so you pick one and I'll pick another one. We just got an update here. Shane Bieber limited to 80 pitches tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I figured I didn't even think we'd get 80 pitches out of him, truthfully. Like, I'm gonna go with the cover boy today. I'll go Corbin Carroll.
Okay, I will go then with let's go Mookie. Mookie against Manaea. That's where I'll go with my my home run play here. Top stack.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Arizona. Sure. I don't see Luke Weaver doing much of anything.
Yeah, I won't fight that at all. I'll go Atlanta because why not? Value stack. I think we're both kind of in agreement. We liked
Detroit.
Yeah. Talked about it on the stream last night. And Boston has some interesting value plays tonight as well. So to get them in your lineup builds for sure. All right, let's build a lineup for the people here. Gibson Long in, and then where are we going for our SP1 here?
I mean, I don't feel that different about it. If we wanted to go Chris Sale or if we wanted to go up to Framber, I'm okay with either.
I like Framber sauce here. It's 36. We had a 3K cat. We had the 20 and 29 catcher with Rogers here against Waldasuck. I guess we have to play Bobby Dahlbach, don't we? The
You don't have to, but it's a good value. I mean, we have good outfield value if we didn't want to play Dahlback,
sure. I guess
but
we could figure that out.
we could. Yeah, we'll get there.
What's the outfield value you want?
I mean, Arizona has 4 outfielders. 3 of them are under 4K.
I mean, Alec Thomas does have some power, and he's a lefty. And he's a lefty in Yankee Stadium, so that plays. All right, 4,500 for the third, short, and outfielder. So we can have one more spend up.
Devers, 52.
You want Devers? Would you do Devers, or would you do one of the shortstops here?
Kind of like the spends at third, because you could also play Rafaela in value at shortstop at $3,600. Sure. You wanted to correlate them. I mean, it's a little Boston stack. I know that's a little chalky, but I'm also okay with Riley too.
6 tonight against Corbin. Would you do Arcia over Sedon here?
He has been insane.
He had 3 hits last night. Again, we talked about him slumping, and then last night he has 3 hits. So
he has been one of their best. We've done this a lot this year, John, where we've talked about Arcia's numbers against left-handed pitching, and then we've not played Arcia against left-handed pitching. I feel like the only thing is we have to worry about is the weather. By the way, Arcia, just for context, only trails Marcell Ozuna in isolated power against left-handed pitching on the Braves, and only trails Ozzie Albies in WOBA on the Braves. So he's better than Acuna, Riley, Olsen in every category against left-handed pitching.
Through this lineup together, we got 3 Atlanta guys: Ozuna, Arcia, and Riley. We have 3 Arizona: Marte, Carroll, Thomas. We got a one-off Dahlbach, one-off Jeffers, and then we did Sale and Gibson Long with $100 left over.
Love it.
Right? Not a bad little lineup there for everybody there. Again, we can maneuver how you wish. If you don't want to spend up for Atlanta or you don't want to play Arizona, you can build these lineup stacks how you want. But just an example for what we got going on here today. Playbook is out. James and I are in the Discord. If you have any final questions, find us in there. Get us on Twitter. James, any final words for the people at home today?
No, but I didn't do it yesterday as we head into the weekend. Big shout out to everyone that filled in for me the last 2 weeks. Mark, Colby, Servo. You guys did a great job. Not that I watched over the last 2 weeks, but I just know the quality of work that you guys do. And I appreciate you guys' efforts filling in. And everyone have a great weekend out there. Be safe, especially if you're in the midst of a hurricane or tropical storm. Stay inside, be safe. And have your phone batteries charged, right? Just in case you lose some power.
Amen to that. All right, everybody. Good luck tonight. Let's go make some money. We'll talk to you Monday.